brothers and sisters, soldiers and soldierettes, salute! If we alive and breathing, you already know we back to conquer another day. And every time we wake up feeling that righteous, divine spirit, we will breathe life and conquer every day. As I said in the past, every day or every year, every month, our whole life can be a triumph. It just depends what we're holding in the pit of that soul. And I thank those that's been riding along with the brother. I really do. I really appreciate it. Because even though, sometimes might not get a lot of interaction, just the thought of knowing someone might be lifted or listening or feel good when they listen to one speak, that's enough to keep me vibing high. Because when it doesn't take much to satisfy you, and you'll just have abundance in your heart, and that's brother or sister, and in our families. When it doesn't take much, when you just do things out of love, and remember for that great divine. So before I go on, let's get to those honors. I honor thy ancestors, those righteous ancestors, soldiers and soldierettes that fought to get many of us in the state that we're in. That went through tooth and nail, and I always say they left a blueprint for the melanated brothers and sisters. And everybody that's listening, may all of our families, prosper. Those, especially those that are righteous. Those that are struggling, come on, stay with it. Great divine has something more better than some of us are doing. We just got to get there and pay attention to that inner gut. So all of our families, may they prosper, and everything we touch turn to gold. And those that we held dear, and those that were before us, that some gave their lives with the least amount of tools by any means, may they rest in peace and in power. And that's in our families. Those that transition, that we held dear, may they rest in peace and in power. Always remembering those that left an impact on so many of our lives. It's just unfortunate. Some don't listen and not learning, but you keep going, keep living, great divine will teach us. So let's get right to it. That great divine sees our good deeds. So just keep planting seeds. I'll say again, that great divine sees those who are righteous and real to the gut, to the pit. That great divine sees our good deeds. So just keep on planting those seeds. Never stop. And stay don't get emotional, and keep studying and stay on this course. We observe and pay attention to things, and we watch things, but we keep ourselves balanced, And what is balance? Balance is a mixture of things, Balance is, being able to be happy through the tough times. Not that we have a fake happiness or nothing like that, but we remain happy within, We don't let nothing interfere with that plane or that course that we have set, because great divine always got something for those who put out that good energy in the future. And that's something I always keep in one's mind. That's why we have to be very, very careful what we do in the present. It's not a game. It goes back to that energy. What are we holding inside? What are we thinking? What are our plans? What are our goals? What are our expectations? How do we think about ourselves? How do we think about other individuals, our families, the world? We think about things like this. This is what we do in our meditation moments. And like I say, the great divine sees our good deeds. Just keep on planting those seeds. Keep planting them. Don't look for things to happen. Just let it happen naturally. And before I keep going, I want to talk about my banner here. And this is an app from Rapfame, actually. And it's an app you can go into Play Store and get, and it's called Rapfame, and you can get it on your phone. And I just wanted to say, join me on Rapfame. And it won't just be me. I do a lot of songs by myself, but again, I always mention my son, Aaron, Lord Lamont. I'm going to keep my son relevant, and I have other children too. Salute to my children. Love all children, May that great divine protect them all and bring them to a strong place in their life, and that's mind, body, and soul. But I just want to throw that in there. But this banner, like I said, is from Rapfame, Brother EBXCARES. And as you can see on the banner, if you look at some of the playlists and some of the music I've done, you see how many songs I've done. and you know, put a lot of work into it, and it comes from that divine spirit, you know, and everything we do must come through that higher force, that higher supreme being, you know, and that force will bring those in our lives that admire us and will stand with us. Because remember, we're not followers. I'm a stigma on this. We are leaders and teachers with a student spirit. We are not followers. We're going to change narratives. We're going to take this righteousness realm that we have come upon, taking it to a whole nother level. It's some things, some energy that we're not going to give to certain things anymore, because we're striving to do better and be even more powerful than we already are. And that's brother or sister, young or old. So like I said, join me on Rapfame, you know, and you can, like I said, it's easily, it's just an app, you know, you can go into it. Brother X Cares, you know, or I go by EBXCARES here on YouTube, Spell Breaker. And I'm going to stop right there for a minute why I put Spell Breaker by my name. For one, it keeps me in check every time I see it, because I can't be a spell breaker if I'm living in toxicity and I'm not striving to do right, and I'm trying to tear others down to get to a success state, right? So that's why I put spell breaker there. It's a psychological thing. It keeps me in check, you know, when I see it, you know, keeps me from backsliding and forging forward, and remembering that great divine always have something for those who planted those righteous seeds. And how do we know this? Because we see the evidence in our lives when we stick with it, and those we are connected to. Because remember, blessings are all around us if we're in the right space. We'll sit in our family, we'll sit in our children, in ourselves, our significant other, those we connect with in the world, and online. And I mention online because, you know, social media is here, so it's always going to be a part of the conversation. So you have to watch your energy there too. And, you know, and I remember I made a podcast called Intelligence versus Emotion. You know, really, that's a really tough area for some of us. And it was a tough area for me, but you have to work through it, and you have to understand one another. And that's brother or sister. Once we understand ourselves overall, we'll be able to pretty much understand other things, you know, with a little challenge here and there. But you have to be true to oneself. I know that seems so simple, but when you do it, I'm telling you, you'll love yourself later. And guess what? You'll love others later. And others will begin to love you. So don't get lost in not understanding certain things. Just stick to that peaceful love, and you'll come out shining. I promise. You know, great divine always have something for those who mean well from the pit of the soul. And you know what? Something I noticed when I talk and I speak on these podcasts and videos, I rhyme, because I go back. I don't listen to oneself on my videos, but sometimes I like proofread, just, you know, to look at some things I can change, because it's always things that we can fix about ourselves. So that's why I do that. But I've noticed I rhyme here and there, different phrases. And a lot of times I'm not even trying to. You know, I'm telling you, when you love something, it's just embedded in you, and it's in your soul without even thinking about it. That passion, that whatever you have love for, it just will come out naturally, you know. So when I'm saying that to say, so when you hear me rhyming from now, you know, every now and then when I speak, it's just in me. And I do write a lot. I write a lot of rhymes. I still write on paper. I don't do it on the phone or like other people do. I still write, because it keeps us, when we keep things original, brothers and sisters, young or old, it keeps us connected to authenticity. That used to be a hard word for me. Authenticity. It keeps us connected to that. And that's why I write, and I actually still do my music the ghetto way. You know, I do it, you know, I put a lot of work into it so it could sound good and stuff like that, but I just like to keep that little originality connected to it. I don't want to go too digital, you know, because I'm a 70s child. And salute to the 70s babies out there, brother or sister. Salute. And that's still here, because we have seen some things, let me tell you. And a lot of us still seeing some things. Things we are seeing, a lot of us have already talked about, and it's crazy. But salute to those who were born through the 70s, you know, maybe the late 60s and on up to now. Salute, because it truly is a blessing, real talk, and that's brother or sister, you know. And I say I am up in levels. I am in my 50s, you know. I always try to be honest about that. But I've actually tried to stop doing hip hop. I'm not gonna lie. I tried to stop, and I was like, man, I'm too old to do this. But it's just something that I love, and it's like it's a passion. It's like it's not a hobby. It's a passion, and it's just something. When I'm not doing it, I be aching to do it. I was like, man, I gotta do some music. I gotta, cause I love reaching others. It's a beautiful thing. And what makes it more beautiful, brothers and sisters, when you're not looking for nothing, when you're just working for that great divine. Let that great divine lead the way. That great divine has the flashlight over all this crazy shit out here. So let that great divine shine that light for us. And then we'll shine in tune with that great divine. See how I just rhymed there? I told you I do that from time to time. Rhyme without even trying. I told you. It's just in one's soul. And I always say many of us have great gifts. And one of my gifts is, I would say, music. I've always had this in my soul, even as a child. I just didn't understand hip hop and music and how to put it out. But I've studied over the years, especially late into my 40s and on into my 50s. I understand hip hop now and what it's about. Remember, high infinite power, helping our people, HIP, HOP, and guess what? I learned that from my brother. And I'm telling you, it's beautiful when we can learn, man, and get over ourselves. We got to keep this in our spirit, brothers and sisters. Honor thy teacher, we honor thyself. Those who are righteous, and really changing lives and individuals out here. Because that's what it's about. Changing individuals' lives for the better. Whether it's speaking, whether it's music, whether it's a physical action, any positive energy toward another individual, brother or sister, it's always good. Seen and unseen. And everything doesn't have to be responded to. Remember, we're doing this for the great divine. We're planting those seeds. Those trees will grow. So, don't get stuck in our emotions. Just keep standing with brothers. You never know. Well, sometimes we do know, but none of us know more than that great divine. So I'm saying that to say, you never know what that great divine has in store for us. So we can't get caught up in our own human emotions. Fuck the human flesh. And I mean that. Fuck the human flesh. Never, ever listen to the human flesh. We listen to that genuine, righteous spirit within, because that flesh will get you in trouble every time. And what's the one key thing that I always say, brothers and sisters, that'll throw us off our square and get us confused? Impulses. Remember that. If you want to focus your psyche and be in tune with your mind, body, and soul, study our impulses. I'm telling you, you will dodge a lot of bullets when we study our impulses. And why are impulses so important to study? Just take a look around. Look in this world. Look in social media. As I said before, social media is loaded with impulses. So I'm talking about wrong impulses that make us just do stuff and we don't even think about it. And then we're frozen in time in that moment, depending on how toxic it is and real bad it is. Whether we say it or do it, and just something that we didn't think and we just jumped off our impulses, it'll be frozen in time in social media. So that's why we have to keep a righteous base, a righteous foundation within ourselves. It's more than just saying it and sounding good. No, we have to feel it and live it. Because this is something I've said before too. I know sometimes I repeat stuff, but sometimes things need to be reiterated just so it'll get in our subconscious. Now, I know we might have good preachers out there, but as I have observed, and many others, and have learned on this road, some preachers are faulty. So this is why I say what I'm getting ready to say now. We learn from a teacher. We only feel good from a preacher. Some of them, depending on who we listening to. Because when you listening to a real like-minded teacher from the pit of the soul, that teaching will stay with you forever. But if you got somebody false, like a preacher, and just doing stuff to make you jump and shout and all that, that feeling is only going to be temporary. We need teachings in our lives, whether it's from music or speaking or other kind of gifts. We need something that'll impact us so much that that vibration will just be jumping off of us. And that's what it's about. And we can get that vibration just jumping off of us, and other brothers will see it and it'll go into them and make them better, brother or sister, young or old. And when we plant those seeds, when that great divine sees our good deeds, we'll see our good deeds. And because we plant those seeds, great divine seeds are great, are like I said, I don't mean to keep fumbling, sorry. When the great divine sees our good deeds. So just keep planting those seeds, And I'm telling you, I say this a lot too, but it's the gift that keeps on giving. I'm telling you, it's beautiful, man, when you finally go through the levels, because getting to a success state of mind, it's not easy. It can be very, very challenging, depending on who we are. And I always say this: it was very, very challenging for one to get to this state. But we don't stop at a level. We keep trying to learn, because there's always some angle, some righteous angle to make us even better. It's always something that we didn't know that we step into, and we empowered even more. It's beautiful when we just continue empowering oneself. And I do that through my music. I really, really do. It's like I said before, I am myself when I speak, but on my music, I really, really connect to that higher force, and I let it go. And again, like I say, I might cuss sometimes, and that's just to get those attention. That's just that edge that a lot of us have in us, and it's just, I really let it go. It's no holds barred when I do my music. I really take music and hip hop very, very serious. I'm very passionate, and I will defend it, with every fiber of one's body, because I love it. And I hate when individuals take hip hop for granted, man, because it truly is a gift. It's a gift to be able to write. It's a gift to come up with ideas and hooks, but I put that disclaimer out there. The music I said this before, but the music I do, they are not my beats. They are from Rapfame. So salute to the beat makers on Rapfame and other artists that are on Rapfame, because there's some other artists I don't go over there as much as I used to, because I like to take breaks to keep myself refreshed. But I have connected with other artists on Rapfame also, and I have listened to other artists. But again, like I say, I haven't done it in a while, but I have, and I've come across some phenomenal artists on there. Fire. It's a lot of phenomenal artists on there. And it's just and that's brother or sister. And it's just so many, it's just hard to listen to them all. But I got a few of them in my playlist, and I'm going to try to listen to more artists, try to interact, and kind of get out of my own world, because we got to be careful of that too, that we don't get stuck in our own world. Sometimes we got to, we do have to connect with our family, our children, and make sure we still connect with our significant other, if we got one, brother or sister. So, because sometimes those that are like really passionate, we do get so zoned in to our own world. We just, those that have a really heightened self-awareness, our zone is off the chain. I mean, when we zone in on something we passionate about, it's like nothing can fucking break it. So, but we have to be careful of that, and because Great Divine it gives us gifts for us to know it and cultivate it, but it doesn't give us gifts. That force doesn't give us gifts to keep it to ourselves. It gives it to us to share it to others, so it can send that vibration out to the world and to other brothers and sisters, especially young brothers and sisters. That's my one main goal for doing music, so some of the younger brothers and sisters can hear it. If we got that great, if we have been blessed with the gift of being wise, we should share it. Even if we think no one's listening, we can't do that. Remember, the Great Divine is listening. Remember, like my title, Great Divine sees our good deeds. Just keep planting those seeds, Just keep planting those seeds. That tree is growing, whether we see it or not. Great Divine sees all. So just keep putting out that great energy. Like I said, we all got different gifts, whether it's music, speaking. Like I say, if it's something physical, we help it. We out in the community, wherever we at, and we're righteous. Just keep planting those seeds. Because what I just say, Great Divine is watching. And it's like storing up in the bank. We just building that energy up and up and up. And when we're not thinking about it, when we least expect it, all that energy, all those seeds that we planted will come back in abundance. And we'll be like, wow, where did all this come from? Because you wasn't desperately looking for attention. You didn't, or should I say we're not trying to tear nobody down. We're not trying to tear a brother down or tear a sister down or send toxicity out to the world. We're doing everything we can to keep that good energy afloat and keep that peaceful foundation that a lot of us have been building all our lives. We got to keep it strong because that great divine has a plan for us. Stop looking at what we don't see. Look at what we have, and look at the great things that will come, because they will come. Might come soon, might come later, but it will come. That's a fact, and that's a fact of a law of attraction, because many of us have lived this. So, and when you've seen it in your past, you know this to be true. I always do just a little bit of introspection, just a little bit, to keep us on point, to know that it don't matter what storm we go through. Remember the storm that we have made it through. So, at Great Divine didn't bring a lot of us through music, our gifts, and a lot of things that we thought were impossible. It didn't bring us through things to now for nothing. So keep that in mind. So that's just something that I had in one spirit. And again, like I say, you get a chance, join one on Rapfame, Brother X Cares. And as you can see on my banner here, you can look at the playlist and the numbers, and really been putting in a lot of work, but not to get paid, not to get anything, just to do what? To do it for that great divine, because it puts a smile in that great divine when you just give good energy just because we can, not to get anything, not to impress no one. And it keeps oneself happy within. When we just, man, and I said this too, it's good for our immune system. Positivity equals better health. Look it up, how powerful positive energy is, even through the midst of a storm or challenges, because they come. Things isn't always going to be sunshine, but when you plant those seeds, brothers and sisters, man, you don't have nothing to worry about, because the great divine sees all good deeds. And that's my thought. So like I said, join me on Rapfame when you get a chance, and I got music here on my channel too, many songs, and I'll keep putting out that good energy with hip hop. I will never stop what that great divine has given me and many of us. So this is another edition of EBX Discussion, and I thank those that's been riding along with the brother, current subscribers, new subscribers, and may that great divine bless you or bless you in your life and your family too. Reachers and teachers that's out there doing their thing, the real ones, I salute. And you know what I'm gonna say? Keep forging forward. Let none of this crazy shit stop us, and that's brother or sister. And I honor your family. I honor my family. I honor my children, their mothers, brothers and sisters all over the world. May you please keep that ultimate peace in your part of the world, wherever you are right now. And when you get a chance, join me on Rapfame. Listen to some of my music, and I appreciate it. And a salute to the beat makers, as I said, and other artists that are on Rapfame. And anybody out there that's putting out that righteous energy with whatever kind of gift you got. Because remember, I always go above and beyond. There are many gifts, I just happen to love hip hop. And I thank those that's been listening. Remember, there's no such thing as weak. We some strong, powerful brothers out here. We all have it in us. We just got to reach inside and let that great divine pull it out. Salute.